Difficult truth is that most people who are manifesting a specific person or SP are actually going about it backwards. And if you're someone who is manifesting an SP right now, listen up because I don't want you to become one of those people. When you are manifesting an SP, ask yourself, am I doing this in order to get them to change a particular behavior in the external 3D? For example, if you're in no contact right now, am I manifesting them to send you a text, to break no contact, to communicate with you? If your answer is yes, then you're doing it backwards. What you're actually doing is you're relying on the 3D external reality to show you this is the state of being that I am in right now. We are in no contact, or they're not communicating with me, or this is the assumption or perception I have of them. They're not a great communicator. They're not a great texter, whatever it might be. And you're using that as fact. So what you're doing by using your imagination or scripting or affirming powers to try to get them to change that behavior to be more communicative to you or to break no contact, what's actually happening is you're perpetuating more of your state of being where you are in the state where you are not in contact with them or you don't have good communication with them, as an example. And as we know, your state of being or your identity is what manifests. So how do you go about this? Instead of focusing your attention and energy on the external 3D, on them changing the specific person, focus it on yourself. Remember, Neville Goddard says, nothing to change but self. What this actually means is when you start seeing yourself as someone who is loved, who's chosen, who gets great communication from people that you love around you, that's going to reflect back to you because at the end of the day, the specific person, the SP, is ultimately just you. Everything outside is just an external reflection of what's going on inside, internally. Withdraw the attention from the external world. Stop looking at the 3D external world as the evidence and start looking within. And the second part of this is fulfilling yourself before or without needing to see the evidence of the 3D external reality from your specific person. Fulfilling yourself with whatever that desire, give yourself that fulfillment. If you want them to text more, if you want them to communicate more, if you want them to be in a happy, healthy, loving relationship with you, you have to give that to yourself first. And then the 3D external realities can conform and change around them to bring that reality for you to experience because it's ultimately going to reflect your internal state. That's why it's no one to change but self. And once you get this key thing, manifesting a specific person or really any manifestation out there becomes a lot easier because you're not actually manifesting a change in anything out there. It's all just a decision to change within. And that's when life flows and things unfold in a way that you can't even possibly imagine. I mean, you possibly could imagine it, but there's so many countless infinite possibilities for it to unfold in a way that you couldn't have planned it all out for most people, that it just happens. And then one day you're in communication with your SP without even really trying to force anything to happen. And it happens fast. It happens quick because that's going to reflect your internal state. So just remember, when you're manifesting an SP, stop focusing on the SP. Stop focusing on changing them. Stop focusing on doing techniques to try to get them to change their behavior, to show up the way that you want them to show up. If you want them to show up the way that you want them to show up, if you want them to show up as the ideal version of them, you have to show up as yourself, as the ideal version of yourself. Focus on your state of being. Become aware of who you are actually being for yourself, how you perceive yourself, your assumptions about self, but also how you perceive them as well. How you perceive relationships in general, how you perceive communication between people, how you perceive everything, really, that gets reflected back to you. So how you want them to respond to you, you have to respond that. You have to give that to yourself as well. Okay? Hope this helps.